Hi my loves, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new. Today we have a very exciting video. I mean, TBR videos are always my favorite videos to film. I just find them so much fun. Not only have we very much topped up my TBR in the past month, I feel like there are so many good books on it that I am just so intrigued to get to. I have a new kind of way of picking it this month. So as promised, I was like to you last month, I want to mix it up a little bit now and then. I love a TBR jar, but I do want to mix it up now and then. I just think it's fun. So this month, I have actually asked a bunch of my favorite bookish creators to choose my TBR reads for the month of June. I just thought this would be really, really fun. Obviously, I can't get every single one of my favorite creators because I have so many favorite booktubers and just bookish creators that I would love to choose my reads and control my reads. But I just chose a few today and I asked them to pick either books from my TBR or just recommend a book that they think I'd enjoy. I'd love to do this again with a bunch of other creators. But yeah, I just thought we'd do our first one today. I think June's gonna be a really fun month of reads. As I said, my TBR has been really good. I of course have my book club pick for the month, which is This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me. And I am really, really intrigued about this pick because this is for our podcast Patreon book club, by the way. But I'm really intrigued about this one because it is, number one, it's a co-authored book by husband and wife duo, which I think is so cool. And number two, it's about like fantasy reader falling or writer falling into the world she has created. And she has to either like find her way out of this world or kind of help this world, help her characters that she has created or reads about. And I just think that's really, really cool. Obviously, there's probably a better synopsis, but that is our number one book on the TBR. So I ended up asking 5 creators because I thought 5 books on the TBR. And if for some reason all the books that we get are really easy, small, then I thought we can just use the prompt jar to pick one more or just have like a free pick or something. But I do know this month is going to be very, very busy and I would love to actually finish my TBR for once. So I feel like 5 is probably a good amount of books, a good number. So I basically took all of my books that I haven't read, I think, off my shelf. If there is like 1 or 2 that I missed and you guys noticed that, first of all, you're very perceptive. Second of all, I'm sorry, it was early morning when I took this. So I kind of forgot, but I basically took all my books off my shelf that I haven't read and I just piled them up and sent photos to some fellow bookish creators. And I said, have your pick. You can pick anything you want from this, or if there's a book that you just think like I really would absolutely love, or you just really have been recommending recently, feel free to pick that one as well. So I'll show you the list first. The first picture I sent is all of these books. We have books on here that like have been on my TBR for like way too long. So Prior of the Orange Tree, Lady of Darkness, Summerland, and then we have some new books like Golden Sun, Our Perfect Storm. We also have Artemis. So we have a really big mix of books there. The second one was a lot smaller. This stack was some of my newer ones as well. So like Yesteryear. Very intrigued about that one. The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston, and then older ones like Cleopatra and Frankenstein and Daughter of No Worlds, which has been on my TBR for a ridiculously long time. So they definitely had quite a bit of range to play with here. I was very, very interested at who was gonna pick what. Should we just jump into it? I think so. Okay, so the first creator I asked to pick a book was Miss Emmy. I feel like Emmy is such a core point of BookTube now. Her videos are the ultimate comfort videos. I love them so much. Her 24-hour readathons are truly some of the best videos I watch. I like look forward to her monthly 24-hour readathons. Obviously, she's a massive romancy girly. She reads a lot of romancy, but I think recently she's been branching out into some new genres like contemporary romance, contemporary fiction, everything like that. So I have full faith in Emmy. I will read anything she recommends. And a lot of these creators that I did choose, I chose because I have very similar book taste to them or I really trust their recommendations. So she replied very, very quickly and she said, there are so many good ones here. And there's like 5 she wants to force me to read. I don't know which books may or may not have been chosen. She was actually the first one to choose. So she had free range here, but she ended up choosing Yesteryear because she just read it and said it was absolutely wild. That was her top choice. And then Golden Sun and The Wretch Divine were her second backup options. So because she was first, obviously she gets first pick and she picked Yesteryear. I actually only recently acquired this book in my last vlog actually. And I picked it up because I think it is number 1, very interesting premise. And number 2, I've just been seeing every single person read this and like 9 times out of 10, everyone loves it. So I just think it's gonna be a really good book to like sit down and binge. And I am so happy that she picked this one. I was like kind of manifesting that somebody was going to pick this. I know a little bit about this, but I figure we can read the back anyway. It says Natalie lives a perfect traditional lifestyle and her followers are sick with envy. Her charming farmhouse on her working ranch is artfully cluttered. Her husband is a handsome cowboy and her homemade sourdough bowls are each more beautiful than the last. I'm not a sourdough person yet. Like I don't make my own sourdough. Love sourdough. So I don't know what sourdough bowls are. So what if there are nannies and producers and industrial grade ovens behind the scenes? What her followers don't know won't hurt them. Then one morning, Natalie wakes up in a strange, horrible version of reality. Her home, her husband, her children. They're all familiar, but something's off. Is this a hoax, a reality show, a test from God? This isn't her perfect life and she must escape by any means possible. As darkly funny as it is shocking and gripping, Yesteryear is an electrifying examination of traditional fame, faith, and the grand performance of womanhood. That would be crazy if this is a debut, because this is absolutely taken off. But I just think that is such a interesting premise. And I know that it is very much a historical thriller kind of vibe. Like, it's a bit of a psychological thriller. I love a psychological thriller. I also am just obsessed with this cover. So yeah, that'll be our first book on our June TBR, which I'm so excited about. Definitely going to be getting to that one. That's not a hard one to convince me. All right, of course, our next creator, like guys, could I do a video and not include Jaime in this? Obviously, bestie Jaime, podcast partner Jaime. Okay, I sent her this picture and I was like, I know what she's gonna pick. I know what she's gonna pick. My top pick was either Golden Sun, and then I had a maybe she might have picked the winners, but can we guess she picked Golden Sun? If for some reason you don't know what Golden Sun is, it is the second book in the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. This is a sci-fi fantasy series. We are following Darrow and he basically lives on like this other planet. There are like different sectors of class, I guess, like different status of class, and like he is part of the working class. He works in the mines and everything like that. And then I think your colors kind of determine your worth, and like the gold is like very wealthy, powerful people. I feel like I've said this a million times, but in case you're new here, in case this is your first video, I am not the biggest fan of Red Rising. Like, it's a good book, but I rated it a 3 stars. Like, it wasn't anything incredible to me, and I ended up doing a reread via audio a few months ago so that I can dive into this one with a fresh mind, with a fresh view on it. I do have hopes that this is going to change my opinion on the series. I don't hate it by any means. I just wasn't very excited whilst I was reading it. So I'm really hoping that this is going to alter that. And I know obviously Jaime loves this series so much, and I know it just keeps getting better and better. So I will be easily reading the next 2 books in this series at least. And I'm excited to see where this one goes. This is also so much floppier than the first book, and that makes me more excited to read it. I know, very superficial of me, but I love a floppy book. What can I say? A little bit nervous to get into this one. I am, but I mean, it is continuing series we're in the middle of. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be good. It's definitely pushing me outside my comfort zone. And as I said, I was going to be very shocked if Jaime didn't pick this. And obviously it's second by Emmy. She said it was in her top 10 books of the year. So I'd be very shocked if I didn't like this book, but that's going to be the second on the TBR. The next person I asked was Madison Kate. I love Madison's videos. Her videos are ones that I look forward to watching. Like, I get so excited for her to post. Number one, they are so aesthetic. Her videography, her editing style, just her as a person, she is so aesthetic, she is so beautiful. So I absolutely love her videos just for that reason as well. Like, they just really get you in the mood to read. And I feel like she has impeccable reading taste. So I had no idea what she was gonna pick. I did send her the photos. I truly had no idea though, because we definitely have a lot of overlapping reads and a lot of overlapping interests, but I was like, there's so much she's read that I haven't read. I was really, really curious. So she said, "Hi Angel, I've stared at this pile for far too long and there are a couple I really want to pick for you, but I'm going to go with Daughter of No Worlds. I think you'll like it. And I still haven't read this series because I'm scared. So you can give me the motivation to continue it." I did not see that coming. I honestly did not see her picking this one, but you guys know that this has been on my TBR for a ridiculously long time. Let me grab it. So this is Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. She also wrote the Serpent and the Wings of Night series. This is actually the indie published version. So that's how long I've had this book. I do love the feel of indie published books. They're so like thick and heavy, and this is like a matte cover. Don't know why I haven't picked this book up before, to be completely honest. So this is a romantasy. The back says, "A life in slavery taught Tizana how to survive with nothing but a sharp eye, a quick mind, and a touch of magic. But the night she tried to buy her freedom, she nearly paid with her life. Instead, she murdered the most powerful man in Thrall. Forced to flee, she has only one chance at saving those she left behind, pledging herself to the Orders, an organization of magic wielders, strong enough to destroy her former masters. Forced into an apprenticeship with Maxentarius Farleon, a handsome and reclusive fire welder who despises the Orders. He has no interest in helping her, but the Orders' grip tightens around them both. His bloody past may be the key to her future or their downfall. Under looming war, Tizaya must master her magic and survive the Order's demands." I'm guessing like elemental magic? I really truly have no idea what this is about, but I have seen really great things about it. I feel like I've been on a 50-50 with romantasy recently, so hopefully this will like get me back into it. And sometimes I'm reading them and absolutely loving them, sometimes they're just not hitting. But I think if I read it when I'm in the right mood, then I'm really, really enjoying it. So I needed the push to put this on my TBR because I have been just staring at it on my bookshelf for a ridiculously long time now. And if Madison liked it, I feel like I'll really enjoy it. I know she liked The Serpent and the Wings of Night as well. I feel like I really trust her fantasy recommendations, to be completely honest. I cannot wait to get into it. I'm really curious. So far, a good TBR. Next, I asked Miss Lottie. I love Lottie. I love her content. She's just such a beautiful, bright ball of energy. And I just get happy every time I see her videos pop up on my feed. I love her videos so much. She's so gorgeous. So I sent her the photos, obviously, and she actually sent me like a 2-minute voice memo talking about her recommendations, what she would love to see me read. So I also said you can choose something from this TBR or you can pick whatever you want. I did say that to everyone. I think everyone apart from Jaime, because I knew she wanted me to read Golden Sun anyway. And a lot of the books on my TBR are because of her. So yeah, I said it to everyone else though. And I always am really curious to see Lottie's recommendations because I feel like they're quite different from my own, but I usually love them. Like it's just usually something I wouldn't have picked up. And then I do when I'm really happy that I picked it up. She said to recap her voice memo, which I did listen to and was so cute. From my TBR, she would choose Yesteryear or The Someday Garden. But if I wanted to pick a different book, she would go Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It, which is a rom-com, I believe, or Dark Matter. And I think Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It just came out, like literally yesterday or something. And Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, which is a sci-fi. I actually feel like I am most intrigued to go with Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It. Let's look it up, get a little synopsis of it. She just said it's like one that she would recommend everyone to read. I think she got an arc of it and just absolutely loved it. I'm just really curious about it. And I also have been in the mood for like contemporary fiction / rom-com reads. It says, meet Phoebe Berman. Despite being a hopeless romantic, she's about to be a 30-year-old virgin. With 1 month before her milestone birthday, she's determined to finally lose it if her own anxiety doesn't slow her down. So that's just like a mini synopsis. Phoebe Berman fears the one thing she wants most: love. Thanks to an extremely unfortunate first kiss attempt, crippling intimacy anxiety has plagued her since she was a teen. Phoebe has so much going for her: a dream teaching job, a supportive and hilarious group of best friends, and all the romance novels a girl could want at her fingertips. But she can't help but beat herself up over one thing that she can't seem to figure out. Determined to change this, she drafts up the ultimate guide to losing my virginity checklist with the hope of finally getting laid. Suddenly, she goes from a relatively boring, basically non-existent dating life juggling 3 romantic prospects at once. There's a gorgeous new 4th grade teacher at her school, a former high school classmate that resurfaces through words with friends, and there will always be her roommate who might just be the best friend to lovers situation of her dreams. That sounds so much fun. Are you kidding me? I am really intrigued about that one. I feel like it would just be such a fun read and a really great like brain break and just, I don't know, some happy vibes. Feel like I'm gonna go with that one. I'm just gonna look Dark Matter, but I feel like I have to go with that one. It sounds so funny. I do want to read Dark Matter as well by Blake Crouch. I recently read Recursion, which I really enjoyed. Blake Crouch, I feel like, is known for writing very mind-twisting sci-fis, which I love, but like you definitely have to be in the right mood for it. So it says, a mind-bending, relentless, surprising thriller from the author of the best-selling Wayard Pines trilogy. Jason Dessen is walking home through the chilly Chicago streets one night, looking forward to a quiet evening in front of the fireplace with his wife, Danielle, and their son, Charlie, when his reality shatters. Are you happy with your life? Those are the words Jason Dessen hears before the masked abductor knocks him unconscious. Before he awakens to find himself strapped to a gurney, surrounded by strangers in hazmat suits. Before a man Jason's never met smiles down at him and says, welcome back, my friend. In this world he's woken up to, Jason's life is not the one he knows. His wife is not his wife. His son was never born. And Jason is not an ordinary college physics professor, but a celebrated genius who's achieved something remarkable, something impossible. Is it this world or the others that's the dream? And even if the home he remembers is real, how can Jason possibly make it back to the family he loves? The answer lies in the journey more wondrous and horrifying than he could have imagined. One that will force him to confront the darkest places of himself as he battles a terrifying, seemingly unbeatable foe. That sounds crazy. And look, I definitely need to read that because that is a crazy concept. I just think it will be a little bit mind-boggling and like it's definitely one that I have to be in the mood for. So I think I'm gonna go with the other one, but I have added it to my like Goodreads TBR because that sounds ridiculously good, just so crazy. But we're gonna go with Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It. I love that. I think it sounds really fun. It isn't one that I've picked up in a long time. So our final booktuber or book creator we chose was Miss Ellen Catherine. So Ellen was a booktuber. She posted so much, but she's also a corporate girly. And so she ended up just taking a step back from YouTube, and now she's like a full-time Instagram, like Bookstagram creator, which thank God she's still posting her reviews because I get a lot of my recommendations from her. I love her recommendations. I love her book content. And honestly, I do miss her YouTube videos, but I also totally understand why she took that step back. Sometimes I replay them, I'm not gonna lie, but she always has these really great recommendations that I have not heard of before, and they really push me outside my comfort zone. So always very appreciative of that. As usual, send her the TBR. Also said if you want to pick something that isn't on the TBR that like you really want me to read, there's that option too. But she ended up saying, I think I'm gonna have to go with The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston. She's one of my absolute faves, and I read this book a few months ago and it was a 5-star from her. I hope you love it. So that's really good, like a 5-star. I have only read one book by Ashley Poston, and that is The 7-Year Slip, but I would love to get into more of her books. And then HarperCollins recently sent me an art for The Someday Garden, which comes out in July. So it's a perfect time for all my friends going into summer. Like this is the perfect summer read. And I do love Ashley Poston's writing. So I'm really excited about this one. And I had a feeling she was gonna pick this one. And look, Lottie also clearly backed this one up. So it says, Sophie Dreer never expected to fall in love, but over summer in Maine, she does, with the dazzling flowers and the towering hedge maze of Lily Moore House. But then a door appears, never in the same place twice, leading only to a disheveled garden and a beguiling thundercloud of a man confined inside, battling with the vines just as much as she is with Lily Moore's owners. This just fell out. Conveniently handsome nephews, Sophie knows that she is the only person who can help Lily Moore bloom again. But when you're stuck in between the men on the outside and the one trapped within, can the seeds of romance bloom into something more? It's almost giving The Secret Garden a romance novel. That's what it's giving to me. I love that Ashley Poston always has like a magic realism embedded in her romance books. I think it's so fun. The little card that came with it says the tropes are, they're such small writing. Grumpy vs. Sunshine, characters you'll root for, a love story that will leave you breathless. That's cute. Magic that defines nature, and a setting you'll grow obsessed with. Can't speak apparently, end of the video, always happens. Really cute little art cover as well. I think this is gonna be a really good read. We definitely have a lot more romance on the TBR this month, which I'm really excited about because last month's TBR was heavy, guys. I didn't get through it all because it was so much fantasy, but it was heavy. We had a lot going on there. So I actually am really looking forward to reading some different genres this month. Let's go through the TBR. I think we'll just stick to 5 books. I think that'll be plenty. I was gonna add Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune, but that's also a romance. So I guess we'll just like see how it goes. I might get to that one anyway. There's definitely more series I want to continue as well, but yeah, I think this is gonna be a good TBR for now. So in no particular order, let's go through it. We had Phoebe Behrman's Gonna Lose It. That was picked by Lottie. I am so, like this just sounds so cute. It sounds so much fun. It sounds like a 2000s chick flick, but a book. So I'm really excited about that. We have Golden Sun, very much switching opposite sides of the book genres. Golden Sun, chosen by Miss Jaime, of course. Jaime, it's finally gonna happen. I know you're watching this, and I'm gonna be updating you every single second of the way when we read this one. Don't worry, I'll vlog it as well for you guys. We have Yesteryear, picked by Emmy. I'm so intrigued about this one. This is definitely one that's been like so hyped up, but I also don't have like crazy expectations in it because I don't really know what I'm going into. Like it's a psychological thriller. I feel like anything can happen. So thank you so much, Emmy, for picking this one. I'm so intrigued. We have Daughter of No Worlds by Cassara Broadbent, picked by Miss Madison Kate. Very excited. This is actually the only, this is the only fantasy. Then we've got a sci-fi. So we've got a lot of genres going on this month, but I'm very excited. I'm very glad we still have a fantasy on the TBR, keeping to our roots. And then of course we have The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston, picked by Miss Ellen. I am so excited to read this one. This just sounds so whimsical. It also sounds like the perfect spring read. So if you want to get into that vibe, definitely put this one on your TBR because it sounds so cute. Those are the books that were picked for our TBR for the month of June. Thank you so much to every single one of these beautiful creators for picking a book for me. I am so excited. I will be getting to every single one of these books. Quote me on it. Honestly, at this point, I will be getting to them. You can trust me. Thank you, my girls, for picking these. I am so excited. And thank you all for watching till the end of this video if you have stayed. If you are still watching, maybe let me know below what your anticipated reads are for the month of June coming up. But yeah, if you've stayed to the end, thank you so much. It truly means the world to me that you're still here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video.